Afternoon, everyone. Wait a couple of minutes till 4 o'clock and get started. Don't be nasty, Marie, but don't you regret you weren't in gold? Hey, look how well it did. You know, you asked for a better trade and it seemed to be delivered. Oh, I know something. Yeah, I know. Didn't quite get to 50. I thought it might get a 50 at one stage. That's what I mentioned this morning. If it gets so near the TP, don't forget modify the TP and modify your stop. Don't want to get out the ball's still running in your favor. Hey, we'll discuss that in a minute anyway. Afternoon, Fanny.
I want to chase gold, Worm.
Okay, good idea. Good idea. Set it short then. Yeah, looks like it can get to the 50 now. It's not quite. Wait for a minute. It's like a train. You can always arrive late, but it can't start early. Okay, it's 4 o'clock. Yeah, pity you guys missed out that. 204, 202, 204, round about that entry. 1985 stop, I can't remember. 235 was the TP. Clearly that's been taken out. I mentioned this morning it's looking good for gold. So if it gets near there, modify your TP up to 2050 and then modify your stop. You can even take part profit. Turns out you didn't, you're doing fine. I think at 250, it might even get to 270, as Ken mentioned. So it's near there now. I suggest you move your stop, not your stop, your TP up to 2070, get your stop loss up to 2040, and maybe you can ride it further up to you.
My problem is Jeet might take profit. So I would like to think of re-entering it at 2040 and ride it up to 2095.
I could well do that. Just see the pullback first. If it pulls back and bounces, I have no problem with that. We can make it. If you look at the dollar, it's now taken out 101. So we were correct on that. It's coming off. A little bit of help from the fundies, I might add. But anyway, it's come off nicely. The only thing is the yields have come off. And that's why the stock market, as in the NAS, etc., hasn't taken a bit of a dive. Show you what I mean. To the micro one. Okay. Hadn't taken a dive simply because, the yields have come off. And remember, the yields come off are usually really beneficial to the market, even though the dollars come off as well. Okay, so let's get this thing out of the way. Okay, so there it is. Yeah, I still think this is. I think it's plateaued around about the 13 grand mark. So we'll start off before we go any further. The MetaTrader. Sorry. Actually, the MetaTrader looked to us 15 minutes. Anyway, the Microsoft got my eye on. Just make sure that's all up to date. Yes, it is. All right, 15 minutes. Weekly, just a quick look for you guys. For 1 hour. Yeah, all holding around there. I think that's even battered up a bit more, I mean, even on the hour chart. So we can take a decent stop out of the way, maybe 295. Give you a $10 stop. And you got plenty downside. Take it right down here. Yeah, take down there. Don't have to take down here. That will give you plenty. Start off with there. Again, you can always modify the TP. Don't forget. I reckon you can look at that one. If you're gun shy of Microsoft, you've been bitten a couple of times. No problem. No problem at all. But if anyone likes it, you can't use this calculator. Remember, it's a share. So I'll put the figures up for you on the chat line if anybody wants it. Microsoft as a share. I know you can say, well, I buy a shorts in the buy zone. I think the whole thing's very overcooked. That's why. If you don't agree, don't do it. You know. Should we leave it? I'm not getting feedback on it. Not keen. Nobody keen on this? Looks like not. Okay, well, we'll move on then. All right. Any other? Pardon?
all the stocks are currently increasing in price with the yields coming down, and I've been bitten the last 3 trades on.
Leave it. Okay, leave it. I hear you. It might get a bit more upside. It might even get to 292 or something and get a stop or it. I think it's going to plateau at least round about this level here. We'll leave it so you can get a better price. No sweat. We got some great trades out. We don't have to push our luck. That's fine. Okay, just remind me later on, Marshall, I think it is. Just wanted to go through the a new strategy we got going as well. The trading room's momentum strategy. I'll explain it after a little rundown. Okay, what have we got out at the moment? Start in alphabetical. Make sure I've got everything here. We'll start with the starting on the 11th. These are EJ momentum strategy ones, not the normal ones. This is purely strategy in the trading room. It's separate. If you're new to it, we'll explain in a minute. EUR USD was along at 1910. Nothing to do with the CPI, anything like that. It's completely separate. This 1910. Brilliant. Well, clearly that's a certain success. That 140 pips in profit. If anyone's still in there, obviously modify and ride it. It's well above the 10-day moving average. Sorry, go to the hourly for that. It's well above the 10-hour moving average. So ride it. Move your stop up and ride it. You can put your stop in here, just below the. Actually, put it here, just below these guys here on the hourly. Put it up to no, we need closer than that. Sorry, it was going up so quick. Put it up to 10. Make it 20 pips behind 103.8 or something. Modify your stop 20 pips behind and let it run. You haven't got a TP. You're in profit. Whatever happens now. So modify your stop to about 20 pips behind market price and let that run. Beaut. We've got our weeks on that one alone. Okay, we're trying to get 150 on the EJ a week, and we've got 150 on that one alone. EURCAD was a buy at 4708. This is completely separate signal this morning. EJ, remember that. I'll explain in a minute. EURCAD, where is it now? 4708. What a pleasure. 80 pips in profit. Clearly modify your stop. Maybe again make it 20 pips. Okay, then you've banked in all that. You're way ahead of the game. 20 pips below that. Not the normal Stigl strategy. Forget it. If you're not, please don't think I'm talking about the signals. It's completely separate. This is about the EJ trading room strategy. Okay, 20 pips below. We'll come back to EuroCAD on the other one in a minute. Euro JPY 4610 was the buy. It's not much, but it's still in profit. Let it run. On the 1 hour, it's come below it, but it's still in a bit of a profit. You see, we're holding on the 50 times 1 hour, but you are in a profit. Not much, but hell, it's a profit. Come on now. So let it run. What else have we got? I think, oh yeah, another one was the USD JPY 133.14. That was this morning. Let's have a look at that. Right, that is clearly 90 pips in profit. Same story, modify stop. Giving a bit of a bounce to make it 132.50. The guys that took that one. Okay, hope you've all got that. Go back in if you haven't. Always remember, when you come to trade on, keep a piece of paper and a pen handy, just in case you want to jot down, or a question you might want to refer to, or something you thought about earlier on in the day. Keep a piece of paper. Okay, so you can do 20 pips on those ones. You leave the one, which was the one of JPY, leaves it in slight profit, but the others clearly 20 pips away from entry. So you're going in a nice profit, way ahead of the game, way ahead of the game. Brilliant. Okay, what else? Let's see. EUR, this was this morning. Gold, no, hang on. Gold was yesterday at 2004, 2005. Well, clear that's shot the lights out. Again, if you're still in, modify your stop above, and then maybe put not your stop, your TP to maybe 2070, and you can modify your stop loss to, I think, in case you get a decent pullback. Actually, keep it 10 bit, but make it 2037, $10 behind the buy price. Okay, no, actually make it $10 behind the sell price, 2036. There you are. So you should be smiling on that. If you take the proper route, I don't know, you did something wrong. You shouldn't have been out on that one. So clearly 2015 earlier on today, and then $10. It has not come back. You should still be on board. If you haven't, You took it, you got greedy, fear took over, you got scared, you put your stop loss too tight. All the emotional mistakes that tend to be made, when the pressure's on, you're doing well, you panic, and that's what happens. When you lose, you hold on until it stops you out or moves your stop and makes it worse. Now you're holding on to a loser, quite normal. You panic when you win, so you think it's going to be taken away from you, take it too quick. You should not. Proper trading, you should not be out of this. You should be in. Take that as a heavy ticking off if you're out. There you are, all of you. You should be out. You should be making serious Tom, yeah? You call me headmaster, not woman from now on, okay. Right, 6 of the virtual cutting best. But seriously, yeah, you should all be in it. Don't get your stock too tight. GBP CHF 1188 came out. This is not the, this is complete. This is going back to the signals sent out today, not the EJ. Right. GBP CHF was a short at 1188. And that now is at 28. So that's 60 pips in profit. Clearly modify your stop. You can modify it to make it 1.1150. Okay, 1150, you got 30 pips profit, whatever happens, and see if you get some more downside. Okay. CHF JPY, I think with another one was out. Guys are still doing very well. I think it might have been stopped out in the end because it suddenly came off from the PPI moving. I don't quite know why. To be honest, it was a dollar, but it did. But so I'm out. Handsome profit I might have, but it hit my modified stop out of that one. AUDNZD. Sorry, EUR doing alphabetical EUR CAD on the signal. This is 47.51. It's now 47.78. Popped up to 80 odd, but now 800. Just now, what we on the hour chart about an hour ago. Now it's just popped back a bit. It's come to a bit of support on the hour. Might have another bounce. But whatever, you're in profit. EUR CAD is at 51. It's 30 pips in profit. You can modify your stop to entry. Okay, modify EuroCAD to entry. That's doing just nicely. AUD, last one, NZD 0782 is a short. Bit slow, but it seems to be coming right now. Right, that's 30 pips in profit. You can modify that to entry as well. So you're protected along the game. So all of them you should be protected now. Some where you won't lose on, and some you're going to make it. So it's a little bit different to what happened a couple of weeks ago. Eh? Just shows you get bad times, you get good times the way it is. Don't overexpose. You have a bad time, still in the game, take advantage of the good times. That's how it's like. You messed up on the stop loss on the dollar yen. Pretty about that. Well, I assume you made a profit. Oh, for goodness, don't say you took a loss on it. The dollar's coming off unless you press the wrong button, which shouldn't have taken a lot of that, then you definitely press the wrong button. Be careful. Fat finger is a big cause of mistakes made. Well, then obviously the fat finger. They're big cause of mistakes made. Panicking, not checking, jumping in too quick. It's going to happen. We all do. It comes less and less as you go through. Okay. Just no harm to it. You're going into a trade. Okay. Just make sure that you got the correct volume, stop loss is correct before you press the sell or buy button. Cherries. Quick check. Okay. No harm in doing that. Taking a loss on that, well, pity really, because 80 pips in profit. Anyway, so be it. But if you hadn't pressed wrong buttons already, the gold cracker, GBP CHF a cracker, EuroCAD pretty good, AUD NZD okay, pretty good, it's all right. US dollar, Japanese yen a cracker. What else? And the EuroCAD on the EJ a cracker, AUR USD a cracker, AUD CHF. Was that so pretty good one as well? AUD CHF, to say that one, didn't I? AUD CHF. Now that's a bit slow. That's a bit slow. I missed that one. Sorry. That was on the 11th. A bit slow. It's about breaking even. EuroCAD, a cracker. Euro JPY, about similar. But that was taken late. The previous Euro JPY hit TP. They had made a mistake on the mailbox, some sort. I don't want to try it out what they're doing. They reposted it. And I question it. I think it's a bit of a mistake. Buy at that when it's clearly about 146, whatever. So that's not a good idea. Hope to goodness people just jump in blindly. Because it probably would have been if the TP was way below the entry, so that couldn't possibly work out. So they probably wouldn't have made the signal anyway. But yeah, that hit the TP, so that's a separate one. Okay, so pretty damn good. We're ahead of the game. If you didn't do anything silly, didn't take profits too quick, press the wrong button or whatever. Got to try and iron those out. It's tough enough when it goes bad. We don't want to lose out when it goes well. You know what I'm saying? A fiddle with stop loss, Eurocad profit date. I'm sorry, not sure what you mean by that. Are you CAD? Have you modified? Is that what you're saying? To break even? To clarify. Okay, we'll have a look at that for you. Pay attention there, Mr. Marshall. You can try this one.
I must tell you, I've received all that signals again very late, and a lot of them were out. Luckily, I double checked it because I couldn't understand. Same date, 2 signals for the same trade.
Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous. Yeah, clearly that's TP anyway. That's a mistake, never mind. Okay, and the GBP CHF was the wrong way around. It was a sell, and they put the TP above and the stop loss below as it was the buy. So that's the stop loss, and that was the TP. 1.100. Where is it now? Nowhere near that. I don't think so. It shouldn't be anyway. GBP CHF 1. Where's a TP? Where's it now? TP is the stop loss. 1.1189. 1.118. No, sell it. Where's it now? Sorry. TP is this one. 1.005. 1.005. 1.005. Oh, it's a long way to go. Yeah, it might squeeze another 100 out of this. So go with it. Modify, stop, and ride it. Okay. Good stuff. Ride the winners, guys. When you get a winning streak, ride it. Okay, AUDJPY. Go to the daily. This thing out of the way. AUDJPY. Can you please mute, guys, if you've got a bit of background noise there? It's some background noise interfering, if you don't mind. AUDJPY. So, Marshall, watch this, everyone. I don't know what we're talking about, but the trading strategy is purely TREJ momentum strategy, whatever you want to call it. Momentum strategy probably makes a better idea. Nothing clever. It's quite straightforward. We run with the momentum. So what do? We go to the daily chart. We check. We ignore the black line. We want to know, is it above the brown and the blue? That's the 250. Is it above the brown and the blue line? Then we're looking to buy it. In between, we ignore it, not the neutral. In the sell, we look to sell it. So now we want to confirm, is it worth selling? We're looking for a sell. Then you go to the 1 hour and you check the 10 times 1 hour average. It's not quite there, but it seems to be trying to move down there. We want to sort of sell it if it's basically moving below this area here. If it's moving below this area here, we can sell it. The JPY has gathered some strength on the weaker dollar. Okay. So as a result of it, the Aussie dollar could, selling us right, could come off on that basis. So strictly speaking, if the body should be below here, it's not at the moment. So I think, finally, guys, just wait. If it comes below, starts coming below this line here. Everyone here, not just me or finally, everyone can watch it. Keep an eye. If it drops below here, if it drops below 89.50, we can sell it with a no TP. No TP, guys, and it's different. 50 pips stop, which means it's 90 Rand a micro. So you don't even need the position size calculator. Remember, it's 90 Rand a micro, and it's a 50 pip stop, no TP, and you put a trading stop or ride it down until eventually you get stopped out, or you take your profit, or it goes back above the red line again. Okay. Now, the only thing you got to remember is if you're very busy, this might not be the trading strategy for you, because it needs more monitoring than the others. Okay, if you're not putting a TP in, you're just riding it till eventually you get stopped out. Trading stop might be an idea, but if you want to do modify it, you can do. At night time, a trading stop works quite well. So it's basically simply do. Let's do another one for you. Let's do AUD CHF. What the hell? Doesn't really matter. We go meter the daily. Where is it? Is it in the sell zone or the buy zone? Well, clearly, obviously in the sell zone, it's below these guys. So is it too late to chase? No, far from it too late to chase, it's above. So we can't. If this was down here, we'd sell it, stop us at 50 pips above, and ride it down till we eventually stopped out, or it closes above the red line. Okay, so it'd be, let's say, take an example here. Sell it, close it, leave it, leave it, leave it, until it closes above the red line, and you can take it. Okay.
Thank you, Roger. When I looked at that possibility, it was 5 to 4 and was still closing that red candle. So I didn't check before it opened again. So I see it's running back.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, yeah. But you had to know that at the time. The strategy is quite right at the time. It jumps around. That's what I say, strictly speaking, if it does. I mean, you could have got in there because it opened there and it closed there. Okay, so in theory, you could see us opening there. It might even be worth taking. Right? Go up and down. You're not going to get right every time. The market goes up and down. Always going to do that. That's not a problem. That's 100% fair. And who said it's going to go a bit further up? It could go that much up. That's only 30 pips away before it comes off. You see what I mean? But clearly it's angling down. And where's this blue line here? That's only 40 pips away. It's got to take that out before you're going to get stopped out. So just hang 5 a minute. If it does go down below, don't have to wait till 5. If it comes a bit down below here, we'll try and grab it. Okay, EURJPY. Just remind me on that. Okay. Try and make it. Okay, JPY, EJ sell. Okay, good. Momentum strategy, we call that. Some people say, what the hell is EJ? It might confuse them. So just say it's I even like it, the trading room strategy, because only the guys who attend the trading will know about this because it's evolved here. So Marshall, you got the idea. I'll do one more to get the idea. Let's pick on the CHF, CAD JPY. I've done that for a while. Are we on the daily? Put on the daily, go to the CAD JPY, just picking it arbitrarily. Okay, no, we can't. In the neutrals, between the blue and the brown. Remember that? Take notes you want. Can't do it. Find another one. Let's try something else. We'll try GBP USD. West might have missed it, but anyway, it's in the buy zone. We might have missed it. Where's that? We'll get it back down here. It is clearly a buy because it's above this guy here, and the dollar's particularly weak. So, do you want to chase it now? What's the difference? It's only about 10 pips. What's happening on the 15-minute? Coming off a little bit. Maybe wait another 15 minutes. There's a possibility of doing this one, but I want you to know why. Clear in the buy zone. We're not doing anything else. We don't know what's happening. The only thing that might curb you, we're getting something coming out of the pound or major fundamental the pound or the dollar in 20 minutes, half an hour, hour's time. Fair enough, then you wouldn't. But otherwise, you're not worried about Fibonacci or anything else. You're going with the momentum. I'll give an example. Let's say it's in there and you got a buy zone in here. Right, hold above the buy zone. You just hold it on until it breaks the red. Okay. Okay, you got me? Brilliant. How do you know all that? Sounds quick on the uptake. First time I've seen you here. You got that already, or was that Nonti? And Tombi, I mean, Nonti. Tombi, I mean. That's bloody quick if you got that first shot. Okay, right. So keep an eye on that one as well. GBP USD. I'll write it down in case you all forget. GBP USD. We call that. I'm going to call it the TR strategy. TR strategy. So we're all on the same page. Whatever you want to call them. I'm not talking about something else. We must be on the same page. I was confused, guys. Okay, NZD USD. NZD USD. First go to the daily. We're on it. Yep, NZD USD. Right, it's in the neutral. No, it's not. No. Thank you. Thank you. I'm wrong. You're right. You're the black line. I'm taking it out. I'm not leave it there because I might need to let off. But it's above these two. Okay, it's doing quite nicely. Let's look at the hourly one. I think the ship sailed on that, to be honest. What do you think, Farney and company, you've done it before? I prefer to get it closer down these sort of levels here. When it's just when the buy zone taking that above. I think that ship might have sailed. We might get a pullback to get a better price. Otherwise, you get the idea. Okay, you understand what I'm saying, Marshall? Never mind all the other bits and pieces and all the other fancy indicators and price by analysis. It's purely going with the momentum. You might think Wimpy or McDonald's is rubbish, junk food, you don't like it. But people buying McDonald's burgers, invest in it, going with the momentum, unless it's against your religion. Yeah, that's a different story. Okay. Obviously, a Jewish or a Muslim, you're not in a pork pie shop. I get that, but I mean, yeah, go with the momentum. Euro dollar. Euro dollar. I'm scared now. Wow. So it's coming off a bit. I think Susie will jump in now. Let's look at it daily. Well, that's obviously price. Let's look at that. No harm to check anyway, but I'd be stunned if it wasn't. Yeah, we can look at this, but I wouldn't be getting it now. If you're in the euro dollar, modify your stop. You may get a handsome profit. I think it's getting pretty near exhaustion. That's why it's pulling back. It's had a hell of a run. We're on an hour now. In 2 hours, it's gone up 60 pips. For the day, probably a better idea. It's gone up in just under 3 days, 2.5, 2 3/4 days. It's gone up 200 pips. There's bound to be some profit taking, not bound, but likely. So I think we'll just see a bit of profit taking. Having said that, I exactly know where you're coming from, my friend. Seems to be getting a bit of support there. Let's just hang 5 on that one. What do you think, Ken? Hang 5 a bit. Wait, you might get a bit of a better price after such a massive move up. There might be some more profit taking, and there might be a few guys short selling and pushing it down a bit. I don't suggest you do that. Rather wait for the pullback, and then we can maybe enter it again if it comes down to these sort of levels here. Okay, and holds obviously a better price.
I see that reaction. Sorry, Will. I see that reaction was on the PPI and the initial jobless claims that was announced 2:30.
Yeah, that's correct. I'll just say, we had some bad luck with the fundies a couple of weeks, and we had 3 or 4 came out and it smacked us every time. We've had a few lately have done us a favor. PPI is not as powerful. That's why I suggested no straddle trade, and it turned out I think it was the correct decision. Having said that, it did help our cause, and yeah. But hang on a minute. I want to get a better price, but I think it's still trying to go up again. I don't think. Personally, maybe I'm being a bloody chicken here, but I don't feel I'm going to chase this level. If I miss it, tough, there'll be other opportunities, but I want to get it around about there. I can if it pulls back. If you're happy with that, that's fine. I was going to back to NZD USD, see if we can get anything there again. Just a quick check. Or was it, which one was it? It was one of them. I don't think it was that one's another one. Just to see if it did it. No, I want to get a better price. There was the other one, wasn't it? EUR JPY. And he pulled back on that to get in to a long. No, we'll just hang 5 on that. What was the other one you mentioned? There was one that was looking pretty good. But, oh, is it? This is a sell. We were talking along, yeah. Somebody else looked to sell it. Am I right? That's definitely a buy.
AUD JPY.
AUD JPY. We have that written down. AUD. Maybe I wrote the wrong one down. Sorry, I wrote the wrong one down. I put EUR JPY. Beg your pardon. AUD JPY. That's more like it. That's a sell. Seem to try to come back. Trying to just give it a few more minutes so you can get a better price. You can get something better there. That's the one. So I wrote the wrong one down. Thank you. Sorry about that. Okay, it's good enough. So we've gone for a quick look through those. I'm just going to quickly check the NAS again because it's now, yeah, it's popped up again. Good to leave alone. It's, yeah, the yields are not doing us any favors there. So leave the NAS alone. But if we do get one for the NAS or the micro on the TR strategy, you don't use 50, use 100 pips because the extra volatility involved. Again, no TP. So this is the buy. You go in at that level there, 12,025. Sorry, 12,925. That's 1,000 pips. 12,925 would be a stop and ride out in normal way. But it's in the buy zone clearly at the moment, and it's below there, so you wouldn't anyway. We've got our hands bitten a little bit on the Dow. But anyway, it was a small one, so it wasn't a big deal. But that one is looking to buy again, but I'm a little bit nervous of it. Even so, I think we just steer clear of those. The yields are helping it, but I think they're all plateauing and overbooked. There's a bit of a tailwind and a headwind. It's giving a little bit for me indecision on it. So we get some fantastic opportunities to keep patient. If we can ride these things, you can make a month's worth of pips in a couple of days on these. but just be patient to get it right. Don't jump in. Okay, we're all good with that.
Great, thank you. Roger, I couldn't get that article, find the article again when the banks will release their reports, or what do you call it?
Don't panic on that, because you remind me of that. I usually in the morning look at a couple of things there, and if something like that comes up, hopefully I'll spot it and then make a note of it, because now I'm more aware of it. You know, a lot of stuff comes in, you flick through. It's often information technology. I think it's information avalanche most of the bloody time. You know what I mean? So sometimes admitting there's so much coming in, but I know to keep it out. So like facial recognition software. This is bank recognition software in my head. So I'll just keep an eye out for it. Okay, keep an eye out for banks.
Okay, no, thank you. I will continue looking, and as soon as any of the traders may find the article with regards to the results being released by the big banks, they must notify you, if you don't mind.
Okay, please do that. So we're talking about Goldman Sachs. There's some stuff came out, I think it's Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, and JP Morgan. If you come across about the release of their profit loss, their audited figures coming out, any of you guys, you see an out like that, just copy and paste it onto my WhatsApp, me personally, and then I'll go through it with you guys in the trading room, because we don't want to get stuck in something and those figures released, because they will have an effect, no doubt about it. Big banks like that, so I mean, hey, you don't have to be an economic guru to realize that. Absolutely. Thanks for mentioning that. People have to keep an eye on that. And we can take advantage about it as well. Okay, where were we? Knowledge is power, as the old saying goes. Right, so middle note there, MB, make sure. Right. Keep an eye on the AUD, JPY, the NZD, GBP. Oh, the other one was a GBP USD. Sorry, and Tomby, I think it's perhaps your name anyway. If that's who you are. Keep an eye on NZD, if you might get a chance there, but you have to wait on that. A lot of times in trading, guys, you got to wait. Anyone not familiar with this trade room strategy we're talking about, the momentum strategy? Anyone to go through it again? We find it's quite good. It's certainly working for it. And we're getting times we had the last couple of weeks, we know we're coming and going with all the fundamentals. We just go with the momentum, and it's been doing pretty well. So, yeah, it's important you understand it. Believe me, it's not that complicated. After 3 or 4 times, you get a hang of it. And you can tweak it a little bit to make sure you're comfortable. Right, GBP USD on the daily. That's fairly obvious where that is. Let's look at the 1 hour. Yeah, I quite like this one. I'm just wondering if you can get a better price. It's a bit of indecision here. Indecision in the last 15 minutes. I think it's come off so quickly, the dollar, you know what I mean? I think it might be a little indecision. Might be taking a bit of a rest, to be honest. It got down to 101, just below, and it's having another attack on 101. I think it's a bit of indecision after so much, you know what I mean? So maybe we're just missing it, but I think we get maybe 1.25 on the nail. I think that might hold. Then we can take it on the TR strategy. Okay. I'll call it TR, you can call it EJ. We all know what we're talking about. All I'm all about, Farney and the Marine Company, don't want to confuse beginning guys. They're just coming in, they're already pretty confused with all this stuff coming at them at once. We don't want to make it worse for them. We want to clarify the vision, not make it more cloudy, if you see what I'm saying. Easy once you've been doing it for a while. When you first started, it's what's going on here. Just bear that in mind. Remember when you first started, okay?
Oh, excellent. That USD JPY, I got now knocked out on the trail stop. So I'm happy. I made a fairly good, handsome profit.
Perfect, perfect. Anything else you're still in on a profit? Any others?
Euro JPY, very small, but it's still in profit. And what's the other one that I took? The Euro AUD as well.
Okay, Euro AUD, that goes back. It must have been, that must have been one of the TR jobs, because that's Euro AUD must have been one of the earlier ones. Okay. Now, anybody still in gold? Has anybody already jumped out of gold? So I'm frightened most people think just got out of it. It's a bit of a pity. It might hit the TP, I'm happy with that. But those who attend the trading room could have modified the TP. And if you modified it, you can still, at 2035, if it comes back and stops you out at the TP anyway, so you can't really lose on it. If it takes out 2050, you're smiling. Yeah, Ken, I like it. Now, this will have embarrassed Ken a little bit, but he can take it. Right, Ken's been trading for a while, and not just me talking, I want you to sort of keep an eye on what he's doing as well, okay? Because he's been trading for a while, and he's not grabbing it too quick. Do you see what I mean? And like most traders been trading for a while, they're usually fairly humble. They don't think they know it all. The people who know it all are usually the people who don't know it all, if you see what I mean. I get the most pullback I get from the rest of it is guys who think they're brilliant traders, but they're not. So you find most successful people are usually humble because they know it's difficult. Okay. So yeah, now that's how it should be. The guys should be still in it, modify the TP and modify the stop. Mark's not with us. He did a couple of times in the past, which is pretty good. So follow that line. And yeah, we also, habit was so busy worried about the bloody stop loss and all that sort of thing, we forget about the TP. We can modify that as well. I've been guilty. I tell you right now, I've been guilty myself. Missed a bloody TP or something, and I should have modified it. I forgot, or I just didn't something. I'm happy with the profit, but you know, everyone wants to make 100. But if you can make 200, why not? You get the idea. Well done. Good stuff. When did you get the EUR/AUD? That must have been a few days. I'm trying to find it back here. EUR/AUD. Oh, that's right. That was the 11th, only 2 days ago. EUR/AUD 9010. Oh, yeah, I should be doing okay on that one. Should be doing just nicely on that one. 9010. What am I talking about? Oh, UR, yes, the wrong one then. That was the wrong one then. EUR/AUD. Can't find that one. Must be one of your own. Or going back last week or something. One we have been a bit slow on, came in yesterday, was a trading idea we had in the trade room. Not a TR strategy, a trading idea we had in the trade room. I think it was Mundler came up with it, AUD CAD. We had a previous buy on it, and we're giving some jip. So as soon as it popped to profit, well, I got out. I think I made a 3 rand loss or something stupid. But I just quick enough pressing the button. It was about 10 rand out. I'm out of here. It just jumped in that moment. But never mind. The bottom line is it's come off a bit. That was 8965. And this one is the AUD CAD. And it's still a bit of a loss. Like come off of it. Okay. But anyway, that's still running, but what the heck. Okay. But all the others seem to be okay. Gold's pulling back a bit. You might get stopped down at 35. Ken, I don't know where your stop is, but we'll see anyway. But it might hold there and a bit of a bounce. There's not much happening in the bounce in the dollar. The yields are going up a little bit, which in theory is bad for gold, but we shall see. Anyway, we'll see. But whatever happens, you're stopped out in the TP, which is now your stop loss. That's a pretty enviable situation to be in. Can you imagine that? Yeah, stop loss is where your TP used to be. That is pretty bloody good. Don't forget that, guys. Big hint. TP, getting there, momentum there. Modify your TP, modify your stop. And remember, you can take part, you can close par your position. That close the bloody lot. Just go through it quickly for everyone. One little quiet moment. So I'm pretty sure everyone knows that. Right. What you do is this, okay? I thought not so you're a dollar. Clearly I hadn't. It disappeared some of it. There it was. Okay. You want to, I've got here, let's say, well, I know what I've got, there's 5. I want to partly close it. I can modify, where's CAD CHF? Put it a bit clear on here. You can right click here and you can put up your trade levels and there they are. Okay. What's this one here? That's a 15-minute one. And what we're doing here, the CAD CHF, we're selling it. So that shouldn't be a stop loss in theory. Yes, my stop loss is there. Okay. That's only a 15 minutes, looks a long way away, but still, that's okay. Right. Now, the TP, I don't have this one because on this particular one was trading strategy from the, trading strategy. Don't have a TP on that one. But let's say I'm getting a bit nervous. It's doing well, but I'm getting nervous. I'm on it maybe close. Let's try a better example. When I got a TP in somewhere. Well, let's hit that. Okay. All right, never mind. Okay, the other one's obviously hitting the stop loss. Never mind. Where's the history? Was it out? Ah, okay. AUDCHF's hit the stop loss. Okay, fair enough. What have we got? Okay, right. Okay, so you want to close part of it. As soon as it says volume, highlight the one you want to do, double click. And let's say I wanted to close part of that, make it 002. There we are. 002. I want to close 2 micros. If I closed it now, I'd be left with 3. Do you get the idea? So another strategy is what we can do is modify stock, modify your TP, run the momentum. If you're getting a bit nervous, you've got a decent size in, let's say, gold, you might say, right, I'll maybe take half off the table, as they say, let the other half run. It's quite simple. Just double click somewhere on that line, not the stop loss TP, obviously, and then put what you want, the volume you want to close, and then click the yellow line, and you bank that, and you're left with the residual. Clearly, if you're in 1.01, you can't. That's the minimum. Okay, hope you're all good with that. I just want to, got a moment, I want to print, copy and paste the economic calendar. We refer to it a lot because it's really it's essential. Everyone must have it. If you all got it, no problem, it doesn't take me long. Anyone who doesn't, please keep it. Keep an eye on it. We don't want to say, well, I didn't know the GBP, Governor Bailey or the AFMC was happening. You got it now, you can keep an eye on it. I'm going to put in the dollar index for you in case you haven't got it. I'll put the yields so you've got them all there handy. I think everyone's got my WhatsApp number. If you haven't, I'll put that on for you as well. So you haven't got those 3, copy, paste them, and minimize them when you open up your stuff in the morning. That's what I do. Open up and I've got 2 screens. I have to have 2 screens. What I do, keep the chart on one screen, the big one here, and right in front of my laptop. And I've got business day on there. I've got the currency heat map. I don't really use it much, so I'm not really pushing that. US dollar, DXY, you know, and the yields up and whatever. So I can quickly, an economic calendar, so I can clearly keep an eye on it. And the company website, in case whatever reason, someone asks me a question, I can refer it to immediately just to answer it. Okay, prepared, as the scouts say, be prepared. All right, if you haven't got my WhatsApp number, I can give it to you here. It's Roger. Give me quite a moment. Sorry to hold the others up. I've got it. It won't take a second. As I said before, please don't contact me if you've only got a demo and you've got no money in your account. Brokers don't advise on demos. It's one of those things. Demos there for learning how to operate the platform. And if you got below 500, I'm sorry, I'm not at liberty to help you because you're underfunded and I can't offer value. Any over 500, I can, just WhatsApp me or whatever. And if you got more than 2.5, I'll add you to my QT VIP group. You get daily updates, other stuff posted, any new things that are coming up that might be of importance to you or value to you, I post on there, and signals as well. So it's a more benefit. And the reason why you get more signals is because you've got more money to diversify and make use of them. Okay, so I'll keep this up the way. I'm not staring at the bloody time. There we are. I'm good. Okay, I hope we're all on cue there. And don't forget, it takes 2 seconds. Don't forget, right click, go to templates and save your template like that. So if you lose your chart, put your name in there and save it. So if you lose your charts, you just right click, go to templates, and you pick the ones you got. I've got half a dozen there. The one you like, click on it, and then your charts are back up and running. Make sure you've got that sorted. It's very frustrating if you lose your chart. I've got how to set them up again. You can't remember. You didn't know what you liked and didn't like. And then you try to get hold of somebody and they're all busy or I don't know, whatever. This is just a quick flick on the old mouse and you're back in business. So that's important. Save a lot of time, a lot of sweat, a lot of tears. Okay, hope you're all good. All right, and don't forget, if you want to find anything about the instrument of choice, left click, right click, go to specifications, and there's the information for you. Okay, all there. If you're not sure what that means, you come across it next to the trade room, I keep a note and start, and I'll explain. Okay, it's vital to keep a note, pen and paper, and interact and ask questions. You won't get your head bitten off, promise you. We're all on your side. We all remember we all started sometime. Okay, we have more experience. Science goes a bit quick, but I can go in more detail for guys just started. Okay, so welcome. Make use of the live chat to post there, and if you want to speak, like Farney's done, just obviously unmute and chat away, and then we can take. Don't want this thing up here. You right click and you go to tech trade levels, get rid of it. If you do have a problem, you want to set it up, don't forget right click, go to properties, and you can set it up as you like. Okay, there's all the stuff there. Then okay, and save it, you're in business. Well, that's the Claude trading room, but doesn't mean that's sort of platform training. It doesn't take 2 seconds to explain it here. And quite a moment, I don't mind doing that. No, now let's go back to the trading room strategy called the EJ strategy. Are you all cool with it now? Anybody not cool with it? Nobody understand it or want to understand it? Are you okay with it, Marshall? Because you asked earlier on today about it on the WhatsApp to me. Are you cool with it? It's not difficult, but it might take a couple of times explanation to get the habit of it. Are you good with it? Right, the moving averages. I'll just explain now to put that back onto. Right, the moving averages I use. I do my strategy. I'm not talking about the momentum strategy. I'm talking about the normal one. I use the daily chart, and I have on here, as you can see. Come on, that was getting in the way. Unclutter it. A brown line, that's the 200. Write that down. Brown is 200, simple. Okay. I also, the blue one there, that's 50-day moving average, simple. I'm calling it day because it's on the day, but on the hour, that's the 50 hour or 200. What's it mean? It's the average price over 200 days on the daily, okay? Smoothed out. We call this the noise, jagged edge. It's smoothed out average price. Clearly the trend is down. These two are internationally used. Very, very strongly suggest you put them on, right click and save them. They act as a filter and they act as support resistance, and they're very powerful. Because of that, enormous amount of people internationally use it, and the result of a lot of people using it, they obviously react to it. And if you react to it, you can often get a price ring that's self-fulfilling because so many people react to it, if you see what I mean. You know what I mean? It's like everyone goes to a junk shop and buys junk, the price of junk will go up, even if it's junk. It's just the momentum. Follow the money, as they always say. Okay, now on top of it, I'll come to the black in a minute, okay? On top of it, we've got the shorter term one. This is the 10-day or 10-hour or 10-week, depending which chart you're on, okay? Go back to daily. The red or maroon line is the 10-week moving average. Sorry, 10-day moving average. So 10, 50, and 200. Those are important. Okay, right. I think this is also important. I've only been using it the last couple of months. I think it's also important. I don't use it on the momentum strategy at all, but it can be quite useful as an extra little bit of support resistance if you want. And the black line is a 100-day simple moving average. Quite a lot of people use it. Not as many as these two. Quite a lot of people use this and quite a lot of people use that one. And because I like it for holding on to a trade often, and it breaks above I get out, sometimes worth keeping. No, what I'm saying is difficult knowing to get out, and you want to hold on and hold on and hold on. You're so short, you hold on until it breaks above, then you get out. Sometimes it can be useful, but it's not compulsory, nor is 100. But I like them, so you can have all of them if you like. But these two are must. Hope that makes sense. All simple. I hope you know how to load them. It's quite simple. Just go insert indicators, go along to the trend, not oscillator, it's a trend, moving average, and then you just put it in with the correct color. Simple. Make it a little bit thicker so you can see what's going on. Happy. All good there, Dean. Good. Right. Okay, Marsha, if you're still with us, you didn't mention anything. Are you cool with the momentum strategy I mentioned? I think he's left us. It's not there anymore. Okay, for us, got stuff to do. All I'd say, if you get the hang of it, you understand it, the only thing I do ask is make sure it takes a bit more effort than what to monitor it. So if you're very busy during the day, you're in out very important meetings, or you're on the road, or you haven't, maybe you just have to say, right, it's not for me. It does take a little bit more time to monitor it. Okay, all cool. And don't forget again, it might be obvious, but forget, you're not going to learn this in 1 or 2 trading room sessions. If you're coming in, it can be a bit sort of what's going on here. It takes a bit of time to catch on, like driving a car. Stick with it. And soon you'll be able to chit chat away on the market. See guys do it after a couple of months. Get the hang of it and say, right, yeah, they come up. What about that one? But hang on, you sure about that, Roger? Shouldn't that be a buy because of the weekly it's come? Oh, yes, thank you very much. We work as a team. Okay. Good. Right. Any questions? Anything? Questions going forward? Do you want to look at these shares, or we just leave the NAVs and the shares alone for the moment to settle down a bit? What the strategy I use is mine's pretty damn simple. For the normal signal ones, remember I'm licensed to advise, so the most of the signals, not all of my shit come from me. Some guys suggest them. I'm not talking about here. A lot of guys suggest here. I'm talking the strategy room before we get here. This is the company one. But it might do, and I'll say I like it sent out. But because I've got the qualification, it has to become under that. You know what I mean? It's like an estate agent, you have to sign it off. Okay, your account manager can assist you, and you can copy and paste the signals given to you, no problem. He can't give you an original one. Okay, because it's not regulated FSB, so you understand that. Sorry, FSCA. Okay, come back to the question. So what strategy I use? I first have a look at the fundamentals, see anything big coming up on the Swiss franc or the dollar or whatever it happens to be. Nothing much on the horizon there. I will then filter it. Let's go and filter this by zooming in a little bit. Now, if it's below the 200, and in this case, the 100 and the 50, it's clearly in the sell zone. If it's between the two, it's in the neutral zone. If it's above, it's in the buy zone. Now, I'm looking to buy it there, buy or sell it here, or below that, sell it. With one exception, you can get some that's overvalued and undervalued. So it's in the buy zone, and it's going very, very overvalued. Now it's going up so much, it might start thinking it's like to have a pullback. You know what I'm saying? Even just profit-taking pullback. You know, you're not buying at 10 rand and then gonna leave it forever. You want to something take your profit because you want to go and buy something. You know what I mean? So if it's undervalued, you might buy it. Overvalued, you might sell it. But otherwise, we'd be looking to sell it. Simple as that. Then I don't worry about much else, actually. Then I start to check on the weekly, see any hindrance there. Nope. And then I look at the 4 hour. But look at this one, Capsi, as we're speaking. 4 hour, still sell there. 1 hour, that's all fine. Make it a little bit clearer by zooming out a bit. So what would hesitate to jump in now? Again, it's battling to break through this. It's come down so much over a period of, 330 pips. And that's since, when was this? Since in about a month or so. Quite a lot. Well, before actually. But anyway, the point is, I will then see, is it got a bit of resistance? It came down and bounced back. It held a profit-taking bounce. Held profit-taking bounce. Poked its head through, buyers came in. So I would therefore be looking to sell it, but I'd be selling it when it either bounces back round about this sort of level here, maybe around about there, and then sell it down with a stop obviously above here, or if it breaks down here, then I look for the weekly and see if I can find a target. But yeah, I can't find a target. Oh shit. Second, get rid of this. Okay, can't even find a target on the monthly. Wow. Canada is weak against the Swiss franc. Wow. I didn't know that. So what do? We probably have to use a Fibonacci extension. I've got time to explain all that now. Doesn't happen that often. We have to use Fibonacci extension, but don't worry about it. If we get that situation, we can use one. I'm going to get me. I'll try and put one in now. Always get the wrong way around. That's what I'm saying that. Try this one here. Yeah, use a Fibonacci extension, and you can do that. Or maybe do a Fibonacci extension a week or something like that. You can look at a Fibonacci extension, not a retracement extension, give you a target, because we haven't got a previous low to aim at. But don't worry about that for now. That's in a month. That's a hell of a long thing, that. But at the moment, I wouldn't be selling to sell zone. I like to sell the rally because I've had no evidence in the last month at a sustained break yet. That's not really much more than that, to be honest. I see guys going to phenomenal amounts of indicator strategies, etc., but I don't do that much better with it. They might say so, but I haven't seen it. Remember, I can check the figures here. I always say, do you know what I mean? It's the KISS. We've all of that. Keep it simple, stupid. I think people get harassed by analysis. Overcomplicate it. Markets will do what it does. You know what I mean? Yes, and K it is. Yeah. The magenta one is a 10. All simple. The blue one is the 50. The black one is the 100, and the brown one's a 200. Got it. You might have to change colors around a little bit if you want. It's up to you. If you've got a black background, you won't see the black and black background. Obviously, you might have to change the color to 100 and make that white because you won't be able to see it. That's just common sense. I just happen to have a white background, so that stands out. As long as it stands out, that's the main thing. And remember which color's which. I mean, I've done so long as practice. I know immediately. Look at it, just like that. It's like changing gears, doing it every day. So just remember, you don't confuse the two. And I keep an eye on what's happening on the economic calendar as well. I just keep myself reasonably informed. Okay. I've been experts reasonably informed. Okay? All good, Dean. And forget YouTube with these unbeatable strategies. All you got to do is subscribe. See them more after your subscription than the other strategy person, but that's another story. Beware of Instagram and Facebook. Great fun, but some pretty mindless stuff on there, I tell you. And remember, any post on there, it's always winning stuff. You're not going to post on there. I've had a fat argument with my wife, and I'm driving a crap car, living in a crap house, it's pouring rain, I'm unhappy. And my food is terrible. You're not going to do that. Yeah, my point. So just take it a pinch of salt, how wonderful everything is out there. Because it's causing a serious problem. Right? A lot of youngsters are thinking that everyone's partying, having a great time except them because of believing everything on Facebook. Be careful. Okay, anyway, so there we are. Anyone to look at? Any to check? We've gone through a fair bit of stuff. We had quite a few trades out. Don't have to force we find. We'll definitely do it. Don't have to force another one because we've got so many out. Well, not so. We've got enough out that keep us occupied, but no harm in you know, what you call it? Get some more. If you've got enough free margin, you always find some more. Another good point you stumble on there. For goodness sake, make sure you've got enough free margin. It's no good saying I've got another couple £100 left, I'll go into another trade. You go into the trade, now you've got no free margin, you're going to get margin call. You have to have free margin to keep the trades open. Two ways you can do that. You can add funds or just don't go into more trades if you haven't got enough free margin. Always keep an eye on that. Brent is still doing that. We said the other day, a bit too late to chase. We could probably get about there. We'll look to short if it gets up to about that level there. So keep an eye on that. It's a bit of resist at the moment. Might push further. We'll see. I'm going to maybe I might miss out on it, but I'm looking to short this, to be honest. But I want to short it at a better price. If we can get the 200, it holds, we'll short it down. Don't think, despite the Saudis say they're cutting by 1.1 million barrels a day, production is going to sustain a price for long. It might pop above 90, but it's going to stay there long. It don't want to cripple. We've got enough problems in the world economy, that making it worse. You know? Oh, and yes, remember, guys, I said every day, always remember, rule number one, apply common sense rather than fantastic particle physics degrees or astrophysics doctorates. Common sense to do you no good. And when you get a trading signal, check at the entry. If it's a better entry than the signal, go for it at market, you're getting a better price. If it's a worse than the signal, you're a bit late on it, be careful you jump in, just recheck the risk reward on your calculator to make sure you haven't missed the ship. You might say it's come out on the calculator at the signal price at 1.8 on the risk reward. And if you chase too late, it might be a 1.3. It's too late. You can then put a sell or buy limit in, etc. But do not put a buy or sell stop in on a signal that says get in at 86.73 to buy it, and the price now is 86.50. You don't put a buy stop in, you go in at market, getting a better price. Just remember that. And make sure you know you're a pending order or a market execution, a market, in other words. Somebody came up today and wondered why they couldn't see any profit in their history because she did a trade. What didn't realize, she placed a buy limit, which was not filled, and it was on daily. It wasn't good to cancel. Stuff she did in the platform trading, by the way. And so, because on the daily, this is a pending order, not a market order, a pending order, buy limit. She put GTC good to account, she put on the daily. So at the end of the trading day, the market was, the placed trade was immediately closed for her, deleted, pulled for her. And then just did it. Why she didn't make money? What happened? It was not in the market. It was a pending order. Was not filled. Remember that. Hope that's all clear. I know most of you know that, but just to make sure. These little things we want to tweak because you can make a loss. This happens, but it hurts badly if you miss the trade or you put the stop loss too close, or you press the wrong button or something, or you're meant to modify and you close it instead. And it's a pity because these trades you should be really, really creaming it. You know what I mean? And if you're losing them, getting stopped out in the losing trades, you're not creaming on the winning trades. Then you've got to adjust that, be a little bit more disciplined on placing the order and understanding it. Very important. What do you want to do with that? Always put down, if you put something up like that, just put down what you want to do. If you want to enter it, or you're already in it, you want me to discuss it with you, or you want to buy it or sell it. What do you want to do with it? But that's what we need to know. Because I can just put down gold. What are you trying to tell me? You're already in or what? I need a bit more data before I can assist you. What do you want to do with that, Sir Dean? I like this coming up because then we discuss it. We need this interaction. We have different opposing ideas. We've had opposing trades out here as well, Dean. Some of us say long, some say short. We see what happens. You know what I mean? So yeah, what do you want to do with this? Do you want to climb in? I get you want to climb in to do what? Buy it or sell it? That get you want to climb in. In fact, you put it up there. But what do you do with it means? Do you want to buy it or sell it? Take that as ready. You want to climb in. What do you want to do with it, Dean? The market's moving, my friend. Dean, are you there? What do you want to do with it? Lost internet, have you? Are you still there? Sorry, Dean, what do you want to do with it? Just type out buy it or sell it. It'll take 2 seconds. We'll have to move on. I didn't want to respond. Okay. Will you put it, go on, yeah.
Sorry, I've put in a pending order on gold for 2035, but did my stop TP, and now I'm in again. I'm going to try and ride it up to 2095.
Okay, that's fine. It's come off nicely. Right, that's fine. Ken, I don't know if you're stopped out in TP or what you're doing with it. That's fine. Let's have a look at the daily. Let's look at the 4 hour. Any momentum? Yeah, yeah. It looks like it's holding a bit there. What's the yields are going up a bit, I have to be honest, which is a bit of a headwind for gold. What's the dollar doing? Dollar's still okay around about the 101. Not much happening there, which is a tailwind. So yeah, it's come off in the last, what we're on now, 1 hour. It's come off $14 and buyers are coming in. You might be okay there. And let's get back to the daily. There's a bit of support around these levels as well. For the weekly, I think you get a better idea on the weekly. Yeah, it's a bit of support in these levels as well. Just pop this head above, get a bit clearer for you. What's that background noise? Please mute yourself if you're not interacting. Some battering going on in the background. Anyway, whatever. Okay, yeah, let's see how that goes. Oh, you want to buy it? Okay, okay, that go back to you again. We have to mute you. Sorry, Fanny. It's really bothering this background. But just to remind me, I'll mute again. Take 2 seconds. Okay. Dollar yen. Right, where are we? Well, it's in the sell zone. It's taken this guy out and it's popped. Still, it's around about the 10 days holding. It might get a bounce, but the dollar's starting to recover a little bit. But the yen's still pretty strong. The dollar's still pretty weak. I personally would rather sell it when it gets back up to this level here. I'm a little bit hesitant to buy it. The momentum is clearly down at the moment. You are going against the trend. And the likelihood of a bit of a bounce, I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but how the extent of the bounce, you know what that's going to be. You know what I mean? Again, you're going against a strong tide. Get the idea. I'd rather, instead of trying to predict the size of the bounce, just try and see if we can get some sort of a short covering bounce. A lot of people taking profit, maybe around about these levels and sell it down again. That would be my preference. I'm not saying I'm right, Dean. I'm just you asked me, that's my preference. Nobody's 100% right or wrong. That's why we have a trading room we discuss. Does anybody disagree with me and think it's worth a buy at this level? Let's get the other guys out there. Ken, Farney, Anna Marie, and quite a few of them have been regular trading room. They'll have opinions. Do you think it'd be an idea to buy a bounce on this one? You might get some support here. Who knows, Dean? I find it lagging. A lot of people love it, so I can't say it's wrong. A lot of people love it. I just find it's lagging. It follows the price action. If this comes down, the RSI is going to be weak. If it goes up, the RSI is going to be high. Just you get the idea. So, and Tomby likes to buy. She's supporting you, and Marie's not so keen. If you want to use it, up to you, Dean. I don't, but that doesn't sound wrong, all right. You know, I just don't. A lot of guys do. I know that. Obviously, hell of a lot of guys. Very, very popular. Not so late. I'll put it on for you, right? Just to make it happy on that. 15 minutes too short. Sometimes you have 15 to see what the momentum's like. Any buyers or sellers coming in. The candle tells what the buyers and sellers are doing. Dean, thought I mentioned that last time. I check on other charts to see what the buyers and sellers are doing, and then the shorter term. But I don't strategize. That's too short. What we're talking about, the insert this one, indicators. It's an oscillator, and you go to the RSI, and you use the one that's defaulted there. Press that. Even Stephen, well, it's turning down. Well, I'll tell you why it's turning down. Because price action is turning down. Clearly, that was going up like that. This is coming off. Then we get what's called what's it called? Beautiful world. Negative. Got the bloody word now. You get positive divergence. That's right. You get negative or positive divergence. That can be some use, I suppose. But I don't use it that often. My main thing is looking at the price action, looking at my moving averages, looking where the dollar is. Yen's fairly strong. The trend is down a bit. It's going up against the moving averages there. Few buyers that come in, might pop up. It might continue down. I'd rather sell it down there, or it continues down. Maybe sell it down here for a further move down, something like that. But if you want to buy it, you can. Where are you going to aim at? Here. 80 pips, you're going to do a fairly risky one here. Stop down here, it's not going to work. You're not going to risk reward, so you have to use the 4 hour to do it. Put the stop down here. So you need a 50 pip stop, so you need, you need to take it up here. Yeah, you can take it, maybe you can take it up here. If you want to buy it, take it there with a 50 pip stop. If you want to do, if you want to buy it. Stated my suggestion or advice or analysis. But if you want to buy it, you can do that. Anyone want to buy it on the base of 50 pip stop, take it up to the 200. If you want to do it, you can. I'm not going to do it. And I'll write it down for you guys. Don't like me. You know, you might be right. I'll put your name beside it. It might come well. You might do well. It's called independent thinking, encouraging it. And Tommy, Dean, are you going to buy it, or do you think you'll wait and sell the portfolio, the bounce. What do you want to do? You'll wait, okay? Not now. Okay, the two protagonists want to wait, so we'll leave it. Okay, fair enough. Okay, gold again, is it starting to recover? A little bit, starting to recover. Well done, Farney. Starting to recover. Anything others? One was a bit slow, AUD and ZD. Is anything happening there? We've got in at 82. Yeah, it's starting to come right. It's nearly 30 pips. If we can drop below 50, you can modify your stock to break even. If you want to put it break even now, it might be a little bit early, but it's up to you. Just to be safe. But maybe before you go to bed tonight, you can do it just to protect. Don't wake up in the morning and see you're in a loss. But if you take out 50, you can modify it to break even. Euro CAD is the other one sent out today. That was a buy at 47.51. Not shooting the lights out, 20 pips in profit. Bit early to modify, at least in profit. GBP CHF, you should have already modified and you've stopped into profit. You should be doing fine there. It's 78 pips in profit. Clearly, you don't need the stop loss there and modify that so you're in profit. Make it, I don't know, 1.1140 should do it. 1.1140. If you know how to do a trading stop, you can do that before you go to sleep at night. So at least you're protected. Whatever, up to you. Protect your profits, but keep a wide stop, not too close, and ride the winners. Not exit the winners after because you made 5 pips and then hold on to the losers till you're stopped out. That's not the way you're going to win. Okay, happy with that. Good stuff. Okay, right. Any other stuff you want? What was it? Euro JPY? No, was it? What's it? It's AUD JPY. I've got fascinating euro on this one. AUD JPY. Anything happening on this one? Get rid of this. Just get it out of the way of it. So that's right up to 70-odd%. So that oscillator strength indicator says it's a bit strong, but it can't go above 70, 80, 90. So it'll hover around there for a while. Even this continues flying up. AUD JPY. We're looking to get in on this one as a sell. Looks like it's not happening for us. It's moving back up, so we leave it. We need to move below this one, so we don't want to get in that one on the BJ strategy. Okay. The momentum strategy. We don't want to be doing that at the moment. GBCHF hit your stop loss. You shouldn't have there, Farney. It's far too close. Well, you made a good profit. I'm happy with that. It's a hell of a close stop. I mean, if you've got down to here, it's only 12 pips stopped, the lowest it's been. It's far, far too close. And it's coming off again. You should still be in there. I wouldn't join again now. But you should have keep a distance, guys, please. Don't get your stop too close because it's a natural habit, and that's why most people lose. I'm telling you right now, it's not the singles or anything else. It's they're so frightened that the winner turned a loss. They take it too quick, too tight a stop. They get stopped out. And they're taking piddly little winners and big losses because it hits the stop loss every time. Once it hits the stop loss, you lose 100 pips. You're taking 10 to 15 every time the winner. You got to win a hell of a lot just to break even. Well, after pips, not points. Remember that. Ignore the last decimal place. Don't do anything. Just put that there so you can't see it. It's a pity. You could get more. You might come right. It might bounce up and you get a better. You've made a fantastic profit. I'm happy for you. But to try and make a habit of keeping some distance is a common issue when people start. Bondili's done it a couple of times. Do you see here, Bondili? Yeah, you took it, went up a couple of bucks, and you took it. Trying to take 5 rand, 10 rand, 15 rand profits or 15 pip profits rather every time, you will not win. The one lose will knock all those winners out to get out. Very important. And a common habit. So I want to help you to overcome that. I know it's tough, but try to do what I do. Hide the bunch of stuff out of the way sometimes. Keep an eye on okay, but stare at fixated it does your head in after a while. You've got your strategy, stick with it. Make sure you got the position size calculator. check it out, fit it in, and then you know what your risk is. Ride with the strategy. Don't overexpose, ride with the strategy. If you haven't got a business size calculator, go to live chat, go to technical support and have it loaded onto the navigator of your chart, and there it is. That will save you a lot of hassle. Don't forget, not for shares. For shares, it's an Excel spreadsheet that you have to get from your stock market college learning system, okay? Don't ask me, that's stock market college. Any problem with stock market college, please don't come to me. Go to live chat and go to stock market college there. They will sort you. It's a separate company. I can't advise SMC. I haven't got login details, don't need them, you know what I mean? It's completely separate. Any hassle with them, you go to SMC, don't come to me. If you're not sure, wow, go to the live chat and they'll sort you, hopefully. Are you? Oh, you're still in here. That's surprising. I thought it might have stopped out on that. Might you be doing all right then? You might, that's all right, getting a bit of a bounce. Thanks for that. Just cheered me up. I know you got it yesterday afternoon. I thought it stopped you out. Oh, that's brilliant. So it looks like even that one might work out on this momentum strategy. What a bloody pleasure. I think about the last 7 or 8, they've been winners. Maybe one loser, I can't remember which it was, but that's a brilliant bloody return, eh? Oh, that's fantastic. You got in about 337.90 or something, didn't you? So you're nearly in profit, am I right? Anyway, so it's coming right for you. That's the most important thing. Okay, guys, any questions? Anyone go over some we can talk about earlier on, just clarifying. I went too quickly, run it by me again, so we're on the same page. Oh, that's perfect. 33745, and now you're in what, 40 odd pip profit. What a pleasure. I think the problem is I'm thinking the TR is the wrong one because we've got a lot of trading signal to come out in the normal way. So I call it EJ or the momentum. Okay, EJ or momentum, whatever we're happy with. I know both of them. I think I'm going to use momentum for new guys coming in who don't know who EJ is and I might confuse them. So we can stick with EJ, but I think I'll call you can. I know what you mean. And amongst the guys you're working with know what you mean. I'm going to stick with momentum, I think, just so people understand the difference between the two. Yeah, probably better. Yeah, I think so, yeah. It's not really your worry, it's more my worry. I don't want to confuse guys with the TR. I don't like that, change my mind. Because then I think we're talking about trading signals coming out. No, it's the momentum strategy or the EJ. So I talk momentum, it's for everybody out there. You talk EJ to each other. You know, you guys know, and myself, I know that it won't confuse brand new guys to it. We want to get on board. Okay, so the momentum principle we talked about, strategy rather we talked about. So we're happy with that. If you're not, please tell me. You've all got your economic calendar, etc. Any question before we finish up going into tomorrow? Just so you're not sure, written down, you want to ask, go over it again because I speak too damn quickly or whatever. Sorry about that for do. Just for clarifications. We're here to help, so help me help you. Sounds good, that. We're here to help, so help me help you, like that. Of course, 4 o'clock load shedding. One of my other lights were off. Thank you. Okay. Anything else, guys? Anything else? Here's your chance. We've got a quiet moment. We checked out trades. Here's your chance. Some of you learned in the Forex classes or something, whatever. Just want a bit of clarification on. Minimize volumes. Please do it again. Okay, fine, Anna Marie. Minimize volumes. Please do it again. Not sure what you mean by that, to be honest. But I'll put it up. Let's put a fake trade up here. What should we do it on? Catch CHF, what the hell? Okay, let's short it, okay? We're going to short it, and then we're going to put the stop loss up here. Sorry, on the wrong chart. Make it there. And then we'll put the TP at, I'll just make one up, doesn't really matter. 0. What's the price now? Let's make it 6.5 on there. Let's cover it. There, I've got 1.5 or above, and it's 167 per 0.01. You got it? That makes sense? Now, I don't know what you got in your account. If you got 500, you can't take that trade. It's too big. If you got 1,000, you can't take that trade. If you go in a 500, take it, it's 33% of your entire amount of money. You're risking, you can't take it. If you got 1,000, it's 16 cents, too heavy. If you got 1,500, you can't take it. The maximum you should be risk is 10% on small figures, 5% you got to about 10 grand and reducing till you get to about 50 upwards, then you start looking at about 2%. And that's the overall norm. Sometimes guys are very big, like 500, a million or whatever, might go 1%, 1.5%, I don't know. But 10%, if you go more than that, you're overexposed and you're going to end up losing your money. It's just too big. So you've got to say, I've only got 1,000 rand, I can't do it. I've got 1,600, I can squeeze it, preferably 2,000. That's the problem. If the stop was here, it's not a thumbs up, but let's just pretend it was here, okay? Then 100, you could do it on 1,000, but not on 500. I'll be honest, it's very difficult to do. You very, very rarely get an index of 50 rand. Very, very rarely. You can't really do pounds on 500 without getting overexposed. So you've got to look at the micro index or gold, or maybe oil, I don't know. But 500 in theory should be touching Forex because you just don't have enough money. I won't give a signal with such a tighter stop, which is not practical. So that's the bottom line. Okay. Oh, I see what you mean. I see you want to partly close, reduce the volume. Getcha. Sorry. Part close, reduce the volume. Get it. What you do is, you've got, let's say, 5 micros, and you want to reduce the volume. See that? You see that? That's the one you highlight. Double click, and then you put in what you want to reduce it by. Clearly, you've got to have more than one. If you've got one, you just got to close it if you want out. You can't reduce below the minimum. Okay. So if you've got 5, and I decided I want to close some of that, I can do it by putting what I want to close. If I want to close 3 micros, I put in 0.03. Got it? Then I click on the yellow bar, 3 are banked, and that figure will change into 0.02. Have you got that? Have you got that, NK? Oh, sorry, non-clean. And Tom B, sorry. You got it. Good enough. Everyone else got that? Good stuff. That's very important. Brilliant. That's what we want to do. Interact. Fantastic. Again, I'm sorry, I'm sound pushy, but for your sake, try and get some capital into your account. Trying to get into business when you're undercapitalized means you have all your eggs in one basket and you're always going to be trying to fight with your hands tied behind your back. So little. I'm telling you, proper trading practices, virtually none of the signals you're going to be in because you're overexposed on 500 and a lot of even on 1,000. Try and start looking at 2, 2.5 upwards. And if you have more than 2.5 and maintain it, you will get more signals anyway. And you become a member of the group, you get more postings. It's just better. If you can't, you can't. But just if you can't, I'm for it. Just remember, it's going to be an uphill struggle. And if you've got below 500, I cannot help you. I can't help you. And even a cell phone. I've said it before. I know most guys can leave now and know the story. I'm just going to, before we close up, just go for the basic stuff. Most of the other guys know this. That's fine. Farney knows it. Ken knows it. Just the basics. Right. When you trade, you need capital, you need knowledge, and you need the right tools. If you haven't got the capital, you've got a problem. If you haven't got the knowledge, you've got a problem. If you haven't got the right tools, you've got a problem. You get the idea. You have to have all 3. A cell phone is portable. You can close and open. That's fine. But you can't do strategies on it. It's designed to be portable. So you're away from the computer. You have to drive to see somebody, and you suddenly want to modify your stop or enter a trade. Pull the phone out your handbag or pocket, tap, tap, job done. But otherwise, you haven't got the right tools. But you got the right tools. You've got a fancy laptop, fancy monitor, and you're all the knowledge. But you haven't got capital. You can't trade. If you've got all the capital in the world and fancy tools, but you've got no knowledge, you can't trade. You need all 3 of them. Knowledge will try and help you with, but you need the right tools and you need the capital. Okay, it's vital. There's no ways around it. And unfortunately, a lot of people think, I'll try that, etc. But you can. I'm not saying you can't, but understand it's an uphill struggle. No. It's like trying to compete with me, and I'm in a motor car and you're on a bicycle. It's you get there in the end, it's going to be slow. If you haven't, that's fair enough, but I know a lot of people have, and they still get quite upset because they saw in some advert you can trade with 100 Rand or $10 or something. That's just to draw you in. You can't really trade with that, I'm being honest with you. You need a balancing act. Always remember, you can't, if you don't want to give anything, you can't expect to get anything. You've got some sort of fair trading. Always remember that. But we'll help you here with pleasure. I'm just saying, for your own sake, you do need those three things to have a chance. Then just pick up experience as you go along. Okay. Good. Okay, all clear? NK and Tombi, that's it. What shall I pronounce your name? Mr. KK, I'll call you. And Buckley, all good with that? Yeah, that's not a problem. If you can't use laptop at work, you'll get the signals, you can tap around your phone, but you can't do strategy on it. Maybe you're not doing strategy and you're learning from here, but to try and do strategy on the phone is just very limiting. I keep mine, when I shut this off in the evenings, I keep an eye on my phone. I have no problem with that, but I don't work out strategies on it, too limiting. But I get your point. Right, if you miss a trade, you've got to think, do I chase it or not? I mean, the trade again is a CAD CHF at 66.43. If it's a short and you missed it and you look at the market price and it says 66.55, then you jump in at market because it's a better price because you're selling it. But let's say you look at it and it comes up and it's now 66.20. That ship sailed. You find your risk reward be completely different. So all you do is you look at your risk reward, put in the stop loss and with a signal and the market price it is. You might find it's just not worth it. Then you might want to put a pending order in or just have to pass it and hope it bounces and comes back. Just have to look at the signal and basically use a bit of common sense on that basis. You want to buy my house, okay? It's that one for R1 million. If I want 1.2 million, you're not going to pay it, are you? If it's 950, you're going to grab it. Those basics, don't forget classes, interact, they'll last. When you learn, when you're in the trading room, when you're trading, you've got to understand what margin is, what margin call is, free margin, what leverage is. Those things are basics you need to know. You're in highly leveraged speculative positions. You can be extremely profitable for guys on limited amounts of money, but at the same time, the speed of it can move against you. So you've got to make sure you're protected, equity management. And you'll get there. Just don't expect miracles. If you want miracle, buy a lottery ticket. I'm here to help, but I'm not a miracle maker. Leave that to the deity. Okay, and Kate, and okay, guys, all happy? Any other questions before we close up? All good, fantastic. Beauty on Tombi? Buckley, all good? Ken, well, you know the score, Ken. Okay, right, if that's it. Right, fantastic, guys. Catch you tomorrow morning. No afternoon session on Fridays, but there'll be one tomorrow morning. Okay, catch you there. And thanks for joining. And keep at it. You're very welcome, as you know. Cheers, Buckley.